We're looking at cotton futures, the July contract. From the low of April 2020 to this higher low here is 2 years, 104 weeks. And notice 50% retracement. That's just half the swing from the swing high to the swing low. You count 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths, or basically half of the entire swing move. You got to the 5/8 retracement. If you're counting from the low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/8 gave you a high, came back, found support at the 50% mark, and then, you presumably, given the fact that you bounced off this support, there's a very high probability that you're going to go higher from here. The market is vibrating. Cotton is vibrating to the Gann retracements. Now, for those of you familiar with Gann, you're well familiar with these divisions. Gann believed that you could divide any swing into 8 equal parts, and so you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So half of that is the 50% retracement. That is the most important retracement. That's the one you watch with intensity. But we also watch to see if the market is vibrating to the other retracements. So the fact that it formed a high here and a low here is extremely important. It sets up a further rally, which I think will take it back to retest that high from March of 2011. So that's pretty cool. Wouldn't it be interesting also if, for those of you who follow Gann, you know that 12 and 24, 36, 48, 72, 144, 288, these are all important Gann cycles. Well, from the high, we naturally say, if this is a long-term chart, a weekly chart, if it's March 2011 was a high, then we'd count 144 months or 12 years into some sort of turn in March of 2023. I think you're probably going up into that 12-year cycle. And the fact that you bounced off this support here is quite important. Now, when you close back above 155.44, the 3/8, well, actually, it'd be a 5/8. Let me put that up there. We'll call this the 5/8 retracement because we're counting up from the low. And this would be the 3/8 retracement. So if you swing down and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/8 is 50%, and 5/8, okay? So the fact that you failed here, you found support here, it's obviously vibrating to these Gann retracements, setting up for another big move up, which you'll naturally want to retest the high. Think of it like, a bug on a summer night. It has an irresistible urge to fly into the source of the light. So in this case, a porch light, and it burns itself up. Traders have the same instinct. They will drive this thing up to retest the high. And of course, there'll be plenty of them buying the high right here, thinking it's going to go to new highs. Maybe it will, but they're going to at least want to test it, right? They're going to want to go there. So the fact is, when you bounced off this 50% mark, that's hugely important. Long-term chart, swing high, swing low. It's going to want to go back and retest 219.7. It's going to do it. So get ready. Last year, the Fed was telling you that inflation was transitory. Yellen now admits, Treasury Secretary Yellen now admits that they were totally off base in their views on inflation. But I'm telling you, from a Gann perspective, we were telling clients all last year, get ready, inflation is coming. So the fact that Yellen couldn't see that and Powell couldn't see that, maybe they need to hire a few chartists. My God. Because a lot of chartists knew this was coming, not just me. It's just freaking obvious. So if you want to be clueless, go ahead, listen to the Fed, listen to the Treasury. But the reality is inflation is nowhere near over. It's just getting started. This is only one of many commodities that are going to go to the frickin' moon. That 144-month cycle is important. Doesn't mean it has to be a high, but we know that it's going to be an important turn out there in March of 2023. Just counting from this high of March 2011, all we're doing is we're counting 144 months into March 2023. So the idea that the Fed thinks that they're going to conquer inflation by raising rates 50 basis points every Fed meeting, good luck with that. It's not going to work. But there is a few surprises in there. I can tell you why. Think about, visiting my website, www.gannanalysis.net. If you register, you'll get a few free reports, and you'll get more insight into what's coming next. Keep in mind, we don't just cover cotton. I'm throwing this out there as an example, but the reality is we cover stocks, bonds, forex, commodities, crypto, and pretty much anything with a data stream. So if you have a market or stock commodity that you want me to cover, let me know. If you subscribe, I'll cover it for you. Let me know what you're interested in. That's what we're here to do. But cotton is an interesting market. I just wanted to touch base with you today and let you know that this bounce off the 50% mark is hugely important. This is going to go to the frickin' moon. This is a wild commodity, but it's not alone. There are a lot of commodities going to do the same thing. So I think it's very interesting that the Fed is so confident that they're going to stop inflation. I didn't have any confidence in them last year when they were talking about transitory inflation, nor do I have any confidence in them now when they talk about, they're hawkish and they're wanting to really raise rates 50 basis points every Fed meeting. Something's going to throw them off base. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. This is going to go. It's going to be big.